Today we're going to be discussing metal grip modules for the Sig P320. So why do I want to talk about the metal grip modules? Well, mostly because I actually hate both of the factory polymer options for the P320. And that includes like the original grip module as well as the X module. I don't like either of them. My two primary issues with them being I do not like the texture on either of them. I don't feel like there's enough to really get a very secure grip, especially in any sort of adverse conditions. And I also feel that the polymer, just kind of in general, lends itself to a lot more recoil being felt. Like it's very snappy. Now the metal grip modules, at least the ones that we're going to talk about today, solve both of those issues. They either come with a much more aggressive texture checkering, or they have panels that you can change out on your own to where you can kind of keep the stock Sig checkering, or you could get a much more aggressive from like an aftermarket provider. So I feel like it remedies that issue quite quickly. I also feel that it helps absorb some of the recoil because the metal grip modules are significantly heavier. For example, just between the stock grip module and the Icarus, which we'll talk about, it's about 5 ounces. The metal grip module is about 5 ounces heavier. Now, you know, that's up to you whether you want that extra weight, depending on what your mission is with the pistol. But like I said, for me, I feel like it makes for a much more pleasant shooting experience with that little bit more weight kind of absorbing some of that recoil. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about 4 different offerings from 3 manufacturers. First, we'll actually talk about the Sig AXG because we might as well start with the factory model. After that, we're going to talk about 2 different offerings from Icarus, their SOCOM and their SOCOM Blue Line. And then finally, we will cover Mischief Machine and their Commander offering. So we're going to go through each. This isn't really I wouldn't look at a lot of this as positives and negatives because I actually like all 3 of the metal grip or all 4 of the metal grip modules. But I think that each of them kind of has unique aspects that they bring to the game. And so I'd like to discuss kind of those unique aspects to give you some more information. So if you're looking at a metal grip module and you're trying to figure out, hey, which one should I buy? You know, maybe just a little bit more food for thought for you as you're making those decisions. So let's jump right on in. All right, so first up, the AXG. Things I really like about this. If you're a fan of the original Sig grip angle, like you're a big fan of like the 226, 229, whatever, they kept that angle here with the AXG. So like for me, for example, of all the things I hate about the polymer grips, the grip angle is actually not one of them. I can shoot the Sig grip angle pretty well, and actually this is remarkably comfortable for me. The other nice thing is obviously you can change out the grip panels as well as the backstrap. Now, the stock grip panels that come with it, not a huge fan of the checkering on them, but like for example, these are from a company called Lock, L-O-K. I'm a big fan of both the checkering on them, and then if I turn it to the side, you can kind of see they're also palm swell grips. So I'm a big fan of those. They fit my hand really well, and I really do like having the ability to change that out. The back strap you can also change out as well to kind of, if you want a little bit thicker grips, you can do that. As you can see, you also have the option of putting on a mag funnel. It does add a quarter to about 3/8 of an inch to the height of the gun, but you know, not too bad. I will say, in fairness, I mean, you can see down in here, even without the mag funnel, the well itself is actually really nicely beveled, and you know, it makes for really nice, really quick reloads. But if you do want that extra, you know, mag funnel on there, you do have the option. Other than that, they also went, as you can see here, with these more, you know, 226 style magazine release, the round. I like the round a little bit better. I don't know why, because realistically speaking, if you look at both the round and the triangle versions, it's about the same surface area. Maybe it's just because I'm used to round magazine releases from other guns, so I just happen to really like this one. It's got a little bit more of a beaver tail, but nothing too crazy. But overall, if you like kind of this, how the stock grip feels in your hand and you just want a little more texture and a little more weight, and obviously the ability to kind of add some more options on there, I think the AXG might be a really good option for you. So with that said, next up, we're going to talk a little bit about the Icarus options. All right, so next up, we are going to be talking about the Icarus Blue Line. Now we're going to talk about two. We're going to talk about the SOCOM Blue Line and the SOCOM Carry, but they do have some distinct features between the two. One thing they share, and you should notice it right here, is the grip angle. The grip angle was very much designed to mimic like a 2011 style, so it has that much more vertical, almost a 1911-ish feel. It also has this really nice cut right here, so it's nice and thick kind of down at the bottom. Great checkering on it, it's very aggressive, I really like it. But then it narrows here to allow you, maybe those people with slightly shorter fingers, not an issue I have, but there are some people that, a grip size can be a big deal for them. So if you're one of those people that has slightly shorter fingers, they've got this nice cutout on both sides. It's much easier to get your finger around to the trigger. They also have here, as you can see, it's a double undercut. That's very nice, because when you look at a lot of these grips or these grip modules, they're approximately the same price. They're around $400 each, whether it's the AXG, the Mischief, or the Icarus. But the Icarus, I really feel like, comes with a lot of extra machining, specifically, right there. Now, with the Blue Line in particular, as you can see down here, it kind of follows the kind of stock polymer module. As you can see, they have very similar cutouts down there at the bottom. So now what that is going to kind of bring to the table, one, you're not going to be able to put a magwell on it. It doesn't have the capacity to put a funnel, not a magwell, a funnel. You don't have the ability to put one on there, but you can run the old school mags. So when I was talking earlier, I was talking about the circular. You can kind of see it there. Sorry for my markings over top of it, as opposed to some of the ones with the straight lines. But what it is if you look right here at the top, you can see how that's not beveled, as opposed to a newer one where it is beveled. The Blue Line, you can use the old school mags with no issues. You can also use the newer mags with no issues. The mag you cannot use is the Legion. The Legion will not fit because it impacts back here. So if you are running a bunch of Legion mags, you're not gonna be able to run them in this particular grip module. Do I think that's a major issue? No, not really, because the vast majority of my mags are either the newer stock models, or I still have a lot of the older versions hanging around because I adopted a long time ago, because I'm old like that. But that's kind of some unique thoughts. This could actually be a benefit depending if you're using this maybe as a department gun and your department has a lot of the old mags that won't fit in one of the newer grip modules. You can use them in this. Also, just overall, this is a little bit shorter. It's kind of your standard carry profile. It does have the shorter dust cover. Obviously, this is a compact size slide. So yeah, if you don't want that kind of extra, mag funnel back here at the back, it's a little bit shorter for you. But that leads us into the SOCOM Carry. Now there are SOCOM Carries and SOCOM Fulls. The Full obviously has the full size rail. The Carry has, the carry size rail. But you can see some differences here between this and the SOCOM Blue Line. Obviously, it's also cut for safety. You can get the Blue Line cut for the safety. That's not a big deal. But you have a much more upturned and swept beaver tail. The grip angle is the same. You still have the double undercuts, but you have a built-in magazine funnel, which actually is really nice. Let's see if I can actually get that to where you can see it. It is actually a really nice integral mag funnel. I am a fan. You also have the lightning cuts here that you don't see on the blue line. Now, I like both of them. It just really kind of depends on, you know, what your goal is with the gun. If you want the integral mag funnel, absolutely go with the SOCOM carrier, the SOCOM full. If maybe you don't want the mag funnel and you want it to be just a wee bit shorter, you can go with the blue line. Now, one thing to note is that the Icarus frames do not come with the mag release, but they use the standard triangular mag release. So if you're switching over from polymer, all you have to do is pull yours from the polymer, insert it into the Icarus grip, and boom, you're ready to run. So that's a nice benefit. But yeah, like I said, I like all the metal grip modules, but this 1911 grip, or 1911 kind of angle, I have taken these Icarus grip modules to multiple gun shops and let the guys handle them, and they were convinced. They loved them. And like I said, I think it feels great in my hand. I'm not opposed to the stock Sig grip angle, but the 1911 grip angle is honestly very nice. I am a big fan. So with that said, with our discussions about the two Icarus options out of the way, let's head into Mischief. All right, last but not least, we have the grip module from Mischief Machine. As you are probably already thinking, this looks very, very 1911-ish here as far as the grip angle goes and just kind of the overall lines of it. I do really enjoy it. I do like the angle. Like I said, the Icarus I feel is a little bit more modernized, right? Like it's the 2011 style, whereas this seems very like 1911-ish overall. It does have removable grip panels. It also has a removable back strap, so you can customize that. As you can see, it is a little bit thinner. It is kind of closer to what the stock AXG profile is. So I'd be really excited if they would actually come out with a palm swell version of these. I think that would really, really kind of make this particular set like really nice. It does have a little bit of beveling down here in the magazine well. Hopefully you can see that there. But as you can see, it also has the ability to add the AXG magazine funnel. So if you want to add a funnel, you know, this gives you the option of running funnel or not on the same grip module, much like the original AXG. Whereas the Icarus, you kind of have to choose, like, am I going to buy it with the mag funnel or am I going to buy it without the mag funnel? One kind of thing that is important to note is obviously here it uses the circular AXG magazine release. It does not come with the AXG magazine release. So you do have to buy that separate unless you are converting over from an AXG and happen to already have the magazine release in that AXG grip module. So, I mean, it's not a huge expense, obviously, but it is going to be possibly an expense on top of the actual price of the grip module itself. Also, please note that even though they call it the Commander, it does not have the Commander length dust cover. The stock Commander, which I bought on pre-order, does have obviously a full length dust cover. They do now make a carry version, and I will hopefully have one coming shortly. But make sure you select the right one. If you select just the stock Commander, it is actually going to be a full length. Names, you know, notwithstanding for those of you who are big into the 1911 community. But yeah, so those are kind of the views, kind of the unique aspects of the Mischief. I do like all three, and even between the Icarus and the Mischief with kind of the more 1911 grip angle, it's really more a matter of, you know, do you want the modernized 1911 style or do you kind of want a little bit more classic looking 1911 style? I love both of them. They both shoot really well. I think you would enjoy either. But that is a decision you're going to have to make as far as, kind of which way you want to go with it. So now that we've covered all three, let's sum it up real quick and get you guys on your way. Okay, so now we've kind of had a chance to talk through the unique aspects of each of these offerings. And like I said kind of at the beginning, I don't really want to look at this as a let me tell you which is the best of these offerings. Like I said, I like all of them. I shoot all of them well. They all feel really good in my hands, especially like I said, the AXG, I wasn't a big fan of the stock grips, but once I got the aftermarkets, big fan. It really is less of a which one is better and more of a, okay, here's my requirements, here's what I need this grip module to do. Which of these is going to fit my specific requirements and quite possibly my aesthetic desires the best. So they all accomplish the extra weight and absorbing a little bit more of that recoil. The gun's less snappy on all of them. They all accomplish the better checkering, the better grip. So boxes checked there. They all function with all your standard magazines, unless you're one of the people that has like the really old ones, or for whatever reason you're also got a bunch of Legion magazines like laying around. So it's really more just kind of picking the features that work for you. They're all about the same price, approximately around $400. So yes, I mean, it is a kind of an expensive upgrade to a gun that you can find used, especially for under $400 as it is. But I do think that it adds to the functionality of the gun, especially if you're running it as more of a service pistol and less as a concealed gun, which to me that's kind of more where the 365 comes into play versus a 320 even in a compact or a carry kind of configuration. So hope the information was useful. If you have questions, again, throw them down. I will try to find the answers if I don't know them. And other than that, I hope the info was good for you and kind of gave you that opportunity to think a little bit more as you're contemplating upgrading your 320 to maybe work a little bit better for you. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again next time.